Happy Fridays, Cooper's Brewers. Most of the time on Fridays, I either make a beer, bottle of beer, or sample a beer. Today I'm going to be making a beer. And the beer I'm going to be making is the Cooper's Australian Pale. It's designed to be a little bit like the Cooper's Pale Ale, the bottle conditioned beer that they sell. And it's recommend to use Brew Enhancer 2 with this beer. I'm going to do a little caveat. I've got the slurry from my last brew, the Cooper Sparkling Ale that I made, using some harvested yeast from the Cooper's Pale Ale bottles, and it worked out really good. So I'm going to try and use a little bit of that yeast in addition to the yeast that comes with the Australian Pale Ale. This particular yeast is a hybrid yeast. It is part ale, part lager. So you could ferment at recommended to start fermentation around 70 degrees, and then after a few days, or after about a 24-hour period, you can bring it down to low 60s or upper 50s and whatnot, getting the advantages to both yeast strains. However, in the summertime, we know it's hot. Try and keep it up, no higher than the upper 60s for optimum flavor, depending on how you like it. I mean, if you like esters, you can go a little bit to the mid 70s. This will be my third brew with the new DIY kit, and the first two brews have been extremely, have worked out really well. It's easy to use fermenter, clean. The spigot comes off real nice. Just pop it out, and you can just twist this off right here, and then pop that out, and then make sure that's all cleaned out as well. It's all good to go, and so then you just pop it back in. Make sure everything's fitted all the way back in, and you can always see if you can do a trial run if you want to make sure that the water doesn't come through, but I have not had any failure. You can see here it's closed because the opening is facing towards me. So at any rate, let's get to this brew right away. Okay, so on to the brew. I've boiled some water, and the first thing I'm going to do is add the Brew Enhancer 2 to the fermenter. Make sure it's adequately mixed with the boiling water, or the hot water. So we'll just open the bag, and since I'm going to add this to the fermenter, there you are. Brew Enhancer 2 is a combination of maltodextrin, dextrose, and dry malt extract. Now I'll add approximately 2 liters of water, hot water, to the fermenter. Right. And you can mix it by shaking the fermenter like so. Okay, completely dissolved. Next step, I've been softening my can of malt extract in some hot water, and I want to open the lid. Pour the mixture in. And of course, we're going to make sure this gets adequately mixed with the other ingredients. Okay, so I went and shot the whole video. I made the beer and pitched the yeast, took my hydrometer reading, filled it up to 23 liters, etc., everything. And I found out that instead of recording, I had pressed pause. So all I had was all this footage of me rearranging things, setting it up, and doing the monotonous, boring things that really I didn't want to record. At any rate, I got the beer, like I said, I added the rest of the ingredients, topped it up to 23 liters. And once I did that, I added this slurry of yeast and the dry sachet. That's all I did for this one. And hey, it's ready to go. I did this all about 3 hours ago. And I want to show you that it's already starting to ferment a little bit. So just for whatever reason, that might be because of the slurry. And I'm going to drink a beer. So cheers. So here you can see it's about 18 to 18 degrees Celsius or whatever. I don't know if you can see any activity going on in there. You can see some yeast kind of floating down, and you can also tell that we're up to the 23 liter mark. So anyway, I'm going to put this in a cool, dark place so that it gets going, and that's it for now. So what I have here is the other half of the Cooper's Lager that I didn't drink from the video I thought I recorded. So I'm going to pour this into the glass. This is the first beer I made with the new DIY kit that I have. And so I'm going to pour the bottom of this PET bottle into my glass. I did this originally 3 hours ago, but no video footage. So here, this beer was made with the ingredients that came with the introductory kit, with the equipment kit, and except for the fact that I added an ounce of loose hops on top of it. Now I don't recommend using loose hops in the fermenter because it can clog up the spigot, and some loose hops did make their way into the beer. Did not affect the flavor, just kind of presented some problems in the spigot. The flavor is awesome, has a nice bouquet to it, really refreshing beer, great for summer days, I have to admit. I could see sharing this and having this over and over again. So cheers. It is awesome. Anyway, so the gravity on the beer that I just made, the Australian Pale Ale, turned out to be about 1.040, which is great for what I want to do, and which is a summer, nice, easy drinking pale ale. So I'll get back to you guys in about 6 weeks or so. Let you know how that beer turns out with that slurry. It looks like it's going to be pretty good. So once again, cheers to all you Cooper's brewers, and for anybody else who's watching. If you're a home brewer, happy brewing. So it's been about 48 hours since I put this Australian Pale Ale together and pitched the yeast from the slurry from my previous beer. And right now it's been fermenting around 20 degrees Celsius. And as you can see, and I'll get a close up, there's a heavy amount of krausen around the rim. So let me give you a close-up look at that right now. So from here you can see the heavy amount of krausen around the krausen collar. After another couple days, when the fermentation is completely settled down, I'll take that krausen collar off and quickly rinse it off while it's still moist, and pop it in the dishwasher. You can't see it that well in this video camera, but you can see some of the yeast running around in the beer. I'm going to give you a little shot of what's going on inside here. See, you can see the beer cruising right along. Anyway, I think this is going to be a good one. I'm going to try and bring the temperature down a little bit now, maybe to 16 Celsius if I can. So, cheers and beers. Take care.